Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a real D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities: Skogar, a tall half-orc bounty hunter, fighter; Velma, a 5-foot-tall human rogue that's a journalist; Lukar, a male Lightfoot halfling sorcerer; Azuri, a Kalashtar cleric; Lissa, a human wizard; and Jack, a blaseball player with an undeclared major. They're all attending Windshire University as they develop and hone their skills to become adventurers and, dare I say, heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick and choose rules we want to stick to, and the lore is freestyled. So let's jump right back into the action and listen to the newest episode of Eberron Adventures. We are going to, so this session is going to be like a mix of, we're going to start the next adventure towards the end, and we're going to do some character by character, like, what have you been doing the last couple weeks? And then, but before that, what I wanted to do, because I'm actually getting, I'm having somebody do a drawing of a group, basically a group photo of all the characters together. So, which is why I asked the question I asked. But I like to go around the group and have each of you describe with a little bit of detail what your character looks like, and then just an average outfit they would wear. Does that sound good? We're going to start with Skogar first. What does Skogar look like? Doesn't it just enough detail, like the basics, height, general appearance, and then what's a type of outfit or clothing style that Skogar would wear?
So Skogar's really tall. You'll notice that he's got a grayish, tannish skin, being a traditional half-orc.
Okay.
The most telling characteristic about Skogar, the easiest way to pick him out of a crowd, is that due to his allergic reactions to metals, he's got lots of scars and pockmarked skin. He's pretty gruesome looking. He wears pretty basic drab, mostly darker gray colors, just your standard pants and tunic. The armor that he's donned, that you guys have seen in the past, has been made out of bone links, and he carries that bone greatsword, which is quite tall. The sword is 6 foot long. He's a commanding presence with this huge sword. There's nothing magical about it. It's just a big piece of bone.
That is killer.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think I'd love to know about what Velma looks like and what a typical outfit for Velma would be.
Well, Velma is about 5 feet tall, so, not particularly imposing, not diminutive. On campus, she's a typical girl with her jeans and t-shirts. She does not wear band t-shirts because Skogar, if anybody doesn't acknowledge how great the murder hobos are, he can get intimidating.
Yeah.
So it's best not to challenge him on that. She wears white athletic socks and trainers. When she goes out on an adventure, she has the puffy orange sweater. She's never seen without her camera. And part B, right now she's got glasses, just respectable horn rims. Her hair right now is black, straight, off the shoulder, and her eyes are violet for now, and her dragon mark you have not seen because it looks like a tasteful tattoo on her ankle, which is always covered by her athletic socks.
Nice. Very thorough description, and I really enjoyed the "for now" references multiple times. Like
well, you know how dragon marks work.
Yeah, 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 'tis true. How about Lukar? What does Lukar look like, and what sort of outfit would we see Lukar in?
Yeah, so Lukar as a Lightfoot halfling is probably comes up to Skogar's a little over his kneecap, I'm guessing. He has pale skin, blue eyes, and wears his hair sort of long, brown long hair almost down to his shoulder. Um, like a typical halfling, he or maybe a prototypical halfling, he's got like a vest covered by another vest, covered by a trench coat, and all of those. And underneath the vest is like a sweater. So like he's got a sweater and a bunch of vests and then a trench coat. And all of those things have like tons and tons of pockets, like Rob Liefeld, circa 1990 X-Men pockets and pouches and stuff all over the place.
Boom. Man, that was a drop.
And
well
then
done.
He's got boots that come up to his like knee, but obviously they would be like low tops for Skogar, but they come up to his knee, and even his boots, like lots of laces in the front, but there's a pouch on each side of his boots too. And all these, they're overflowing with stuff. And then most importantly, he has a ring, which is his arcane focus. And it's the ring of the silver flame. And it's a silver ring, and it sort of has like a blue glow to it.
And then let's move on to Azuri.
So Azuri is a Kalishtar, and is about 5'6", a little bit shorter for a Kalishtar, but fairly well built. However, it's hard for most people to tell this because he is rarely, if ever, seen without his gray long poncho. It has a hood, and he keeps it up almost all the time. And this poncho is very well loved and is just about the plainest gray you have ever seen. He has brown boots on beneath it that are well loved and have a hole in them, but he tells everyone that they fit just fine and are more comfy than any boots he's ever tried, and doesn't want to get rid of them or have them mended or anything. And his skin is fair, but again, this is typically hidden beneath a gray hood that he keeps up. Jewelry wise, he has his holy symbol. It is a piece of smoky quartz that is around a necklace that has sort of the silver viney stuff to hold it together to the pendant.
Okay. Nice.
And when he does have to go out on battle, he throws chainmail over top of this gray hoodie, and it like sticks out in weird ways, this gray poncho. And it doesn't look like it would be very comfy at all, and he's a little bit awkward while doing it, but he has this gray hoodie, this gray poncho on the entire time.
I'm just going to kind of blend in and be here sort of vibe.
Yeah, this is more of the I don't want anyone to see my face or basically anything about me ever, and plain gray covering most of my body seemed like the most effective way of doing that.
I dig it. And last but most certainly not least is Lissa. What about Lissa? What does she look like? What's a type of outfit that Lissa would wear?
All right, so Lissa is a tall human, about 5'8", we'll say. She's got straight black hair that goes all the way down to her waist, with deep green eyes, and tan because she spends a lot of time outside. So yes, lots of sun on her skin. A typical outfit, let's say she likes the bright colors on a dark background. So she has her favorite pair of hot pink boots. Maybe not hot pink, but like a nice bright pink. And then her black trousers are kind of like tucked into them. And then she'll wear like a dark, maybe black or like a deep purple, midnight blue tunic with the pink etching around it, the trim, nice bright trim. And then a scarf. She likes to wear a fashionable scarf, not one like wool or anything, but just like a nice light cotton scarf wraps around her neck. Looks really cute. And then, of course, you'll always see her with her yellow backpack. It usually has some books in it, looks pretty heavy. Or you might see her trying to sneak in some critters to the dorms, some chipmunks or mice or things like that to hang out with because she loves animals. Yeah, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Or recently murdered bugs to put on her wall.
Yes,
Whatever,
exactly.
whatever works.
Yeah, whatever she finds in the woods that day.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's now the next thing we're going to do before we get started into the next adventure, which is called The Merchant's Daughter, we're going to do a little character lore development, so to speak, and like little potential to build fun and interesting little side quest stories along the way, just by kind of going around and giving people the opportunity to talk about what their character's been up to the past couple weeks, or in some cases, maybe told what their character has been up to the past couple weeks. So I'd kind of like to know. So you guys, so you've come back from getting your money from the acquisition of the toy, even though you really didn't do much of the work. However, the rich benefactor in question, he's got money to burn, so he didn't really care, and he was more interested in saving his nephew any hassle than anything else. So you've all gotten back to your dorms and back to business or class or school as usual. And I think we should kind of give people an opportunity to talk about what they've done. So why don't we start with Velma? Velma, what have you been up to? What sort of things have you been getting into over the last couple weeks?
Well, I did properly secure the D4s into a tube sock, an extra sock. How do you get extra socks? Nobody knows. They just kind of happen. I must complain that D&D Beyond is not easy to make custom homebrew weapons. But, write down the stats and they'll just figure it out. Part 2, I went to investigate the Guild of Antiquarians.
Okay.
Our mysterious benefactor. Why would he send us out to pick up a toy? What is their general deal? Are they like Belloc or Indiana Jones? Does it belong in the museum, or are they like privateers? And I found out that Silvertongue just likes toys, special limited release sets, and nobody's going to hold that against him. Who am I to think that's weird? And basically, I made his nephew cry, and basically, I learned that I'm abrasive.
Just a skosh.
But they don't
maybe,
call me
right?
They don't call me Nosy Nelly for nothing.
That's fantastic. That is great. Welcome, Jack. Let's rewind just for a split second. Jack, why don't you share with the group, share if you will, what Jack looks like and what a typical outfit for Jack would be, because we did that with everybody else before you got here.
All right, so Jack's, can you hear me? I'm on.
Yep.
Jack's style has changed since he's gotten here. Like at first he came in just brown hair, wearing his blaze ball, Windshire gear. And for a while there, he was doing the blonde hair look, for whatever reason. Kind of even did like the sweater around his, around his neck. But ever since, for a while now, like he let the blonde hair, like it just one night, like it just changed overnight. All of a sudden he was back to being brown haired, and he started wearing more, I guess you could say, earthy clothes. Like more leathers and furs. and he's kind of gotten. It seems like he's gotten bigger. Like whether he's had a growth spurt or, his muscles. He's been working out in the gym maybe, but like he's looking bigger than he did when he started. Like a little less. I don't know. He just looked like a regular guy when he came in, but now he looks like a regular guy who's gotten a little bit buff. And, so a lot of his outfits now are leathers, and he's, it's getting wintertime, so he's wearing bulky furs.
Yeah, we are. Winter is coming. We are currently sitting in fall, sort of.
So he's got like a nice sweater weather. He does.
Yeah,
he always has a Windshire scarf on, but he does. He's got these leathers and like. Maybe like a flannel but fur line. He's definitely going for that earthy look.
Okay.
That ranger look, that druid look, as if it were.
So then let's
maybe a barbarian look.
There you go. And so on that note, let's also ask the question of, after the adventure and everybody coming back to the campus and getting settled back in and going back into class and things of that nature, what has Jack been up to the last couple of weeks before we start the next adventure?
Oh man, Jack's been so busy. Like, first of all, they're asking him to get into better shape for the Blaze Ball team. So that's, he says he's at the weight room all the time. Then he says his counselor, has told him to basically write a paper about the Thieves Guild. So, he's kind of splitting his interest, and he's going to the Thieves Guild. It's not something he planned on doing, but they said he would be perfect for it. So he's spending a lot of time in the Thieves Guild as well. And he was like so interested because he thought that, oh man, they're separate, they're secretive, all that. All he's learning is like pickpocketing and stabbing people while their backs are turned. And he's like, oh, this is pretty lame. It is interesting though that one of the thieves on the rail car, the lightning rail, is one of his classmates. And, he's looking at this guy going like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to take this stuff outside without, the approval of your teachers, et cetera, and so forth. So, like he's kind of been disappointed in the whole thing, but, he's trying to be good, and basically his Blaze Ball scholarship depends on it. So he's got to infiltrate the Thieves Guild. And then on top of it all, he's trying to somehow finagle himself into some more ranger classes with, Professor, what's her name? Pinefeather.
Pinefeather. Yep.
Yeah. So he's trying to figure out what other classes Professor Pinefeather teaches, so that he could, basically he's like he hasn't decided on a major yet. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like maybe he wants to spend all his time rangering. Who knows?
Yeah. Undeclared, right, so to speak.
Basically, so to speak. Yeah. Blaze ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And
he might be a one and done and just go on to the professional leagues. Who doesn't know?
Oh, and in addition, Jack doesn't get mail very often, hardly at school in his mailbox. So he doesn't really check it. But you were apt to check it one day.
He probably checks it once he probably checks it once a week, maybe.
Yeah. So in one of the
cleans out the spam.
Most recent time that you did check it, you noticed that there was a small envelope in that mailbox, and there was a note inside the envelope.
It was a note that said, "We know who you are. Please be careful. Signed, the Dark Guild."
And I have just sent that to you. So Skogar
immediately throws it out.
Throws it out? Okay, got it. So Skogar, what has Skogar been doing over the last few weeks?
Well, Skogar is under not suspension. I'm sorry.
Oh, your probation
he's
has been completed during this process.
Yeah, but during those weeks, because I'm assuming that was during it, he stuck around campus. He spent some time in the tool shed, getting in and out because he was painting the fence that he was ordered to do. So he completed painting the fence with the white paint. But as he was one second. Babysitting my sister's dog, he started chewing up a shoe.
That's fair.
So as he was spending time in the tool shed, he was kind of looking at all the different paints in there, and he remembers that, and this is kind of leaning into his bounty hunters mark aspect that he gained at 3. He's like,
Okay.
that worked pretty well, he thought to himself. If I could just take some of these paints and put them in these little vials here. If I hit somebody with these paint, I'll always know what they are. These are sticky, nasty, old paints. And so he's concocting a series of colored paints that he's using, or that he's going to keep on himself for doing different things in the future that we'll see. He's hanging out with Carl Merlot a little bit, and he's just really trying to watch over his shoulder to make sure the Dean's not after him, because Dean said he's got cameras, and so far Skogar's seen a couple of those, but maybe not all of them yet.
It's really cool that you said the Dean, because speaking of the Dean, after your completion of your probation, you get called into the Dean's office. You go in, you pop a squat, and the Dean says, "Well, hello there, Skogar. It appears as though you successfully passed your probation."
Yeah, well, I did the time, so I guess now I'm off the hook, and I never, record's clean.
That is true. However, I just would like to clarify that I asked you to paint over the vandalism, not our fence.
Yeah. Well, crap.
and then the Dean's like, he just chuckles and says, "But I tell you what, boy, you did a damn fine job on that fence." And then he hands you a letter, not in an envelope, just a folded piece of paper. And you open it and read it, and it is a note from the as of yet not named coach. And it says Skogar, I've watched your performance in class, as well as gotten feedback from your real life experience adventuring that you've done so far, and I must say I'm thoroughly impressed, and would like to invite you to try out for the Windshire Wyverns wrestling squad. And the Dean says, and as you finish reading, the Dean says, "What do you think of that?"
Yeah. I don't have to wear one of those goofy little leotards, do I? Because, out in the swamp marshes, the only wrestling I know is when the hobgoblins put on dresses and wrestle in the mud.
This isn't that.
Oh, okay.
And the Dean's
Is it that funny though?
It's a serious competition of strength, and it builds some character.
Strength. Okay. Well,
And plus, it will also, as the youngsters say nowadays, buff your stats, so to speak.
yeah, I could go for some big gains. All right. I'm going to see this guy out.
So then, so that's something we'll pick up at another time. But so you've been invited to try out for the Windshire Wyverns wrestling squad. Let's see.
So what is our hated crosstown rival, Arcanix? What is their mascot? And I
don't know.
think we
What is
ought to
it?
go steal them.
I think that's a great follow-up. Is what is their mascot?
We know. We already have established their mascot.
What is it? What was it again on the bugbear?
Yeah, it's
Right?
the pirate owlbears, right? I mean, right? Jack, you know about those pirate owlbears, right?
Yeah, they're the worst. Absolutely. Yeah, I hate them.
No.
Yeah, no,
The-
they're the pirate owl bears. Yeah, they're with their silly patches on their eyes and peg legs and all that. Yeah, terrible.
The worst. So, so we've talked to Jack and Skogar and Velma. What has Lukar been up to?
So Lukar went into the sorcery school because he was touched by wild magic at some point when he was younger. And he felt, well, I got to explore this. But now that he's at school and he sees like all these different schools around and different people learning different things, he's shown a lot of interest in that. So he's been poking around the other schools, and he was really interested in becoming a paladin because he thought, well, I've got this strong faith, maybe that'll work. But the paladins sort of laughed him off because they're like, you're really not wise enough and you're definitely not strong enough. And they sort of bullied him around and pushed him down. So no paladin for me. And then the barbarians obviously didn't even look at him when he walked by. So he kept looking, and the clerics and druids saw something in him and were like, yeah, maybe, but I don't know if you've got the wisdom yet. You're still so young, and you maybe need to get a little bit wiser. But come back someday, and maybe you will. And he's a little dejected. He was walking back to the sorcery school, and this guy showed up out of the shadows and said, we're always looking for a Lightfoot halfling at the rogue school. Something you might consider. But he got a little creeped out about this guy like just showing up out of the shadows. So he's like, I don't know, I'll think about it. But ultimately, he went back to the sorcery school, and the sorcery school has been very impressed with Lukar's progress. And they say, you're really learning a lot here. We've got more to teach you. And over the last few weeks, he's learned different ways of harnessing his sorcery skill. Some might call it meta magic. He learned a couple of new skills that might help in the future now that he's at this next level, let's say, in the grand scheme of school. So he's feeling good about the sorcery school right now and all he's learning from his teachers. But still, right there in the back of his mind, there's this thought that, maybe I can minor in something and learn a little bit more about one of these other skills. And he's still trying to figure out what that is. And, maybe he needs to work on, I don't know how you would learn more wisdom, but maybe that's what he needs as next step to get there. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Right. I mean, that's a great idea, I think. I think that's a fine approach to take. I like that Lukar is really trying to consider like his future and opportunities to grow. So when so let's say you've the interaction that you've had with your magic school, your specific class, that magic school. After you had that interaction, you've had some good classes that day. You go back to the dorm, and you're like, oh, I think I need to, wash up and kind of get, shower up from the day and get into my my chilling out in my dorm room, multi-pocketed, comfy clothes. And so you go into the shared bathroom, which is it's a one person at a time bathroom. So you go into the shared bathroom and you take your shower, do your thing, and as you go, you get out and you're drying off and you brought your clothes in. So you start to put clothes on. You're kind of checking yourself in the mirror, checking your hair and fixing, making sure your hair looks, running a comb through it and stuff. And then you see an image in the mirror, and it's like a ghostly image, and it looks like the shape of a head, and it starts to form more and more into the shape of a head, and you see some sort of a tangible face of some kind, but it's not just one face, it's multiple faces
on one head.
Yes. Yeah, it's like superimposed faces over each other, right?
Oh, okay, yep.
And then they actually speak to you. Okay. And it sounds like this.
Oh, I see you started using your magic.
What an exciting time for you. I'm sure you have many questions. Are you enjoying the power it gives you? You should. This was all my idea, after all. We need you to be powerful. After all, you are the grounded one of the family. We need the level-headed one to be very powerful. We need you to come home when you graduate school.
And then the face pauses for a second.
Do these faces look like halfling faces, human faces? Can I tell something different?
Humanoid.
Okay.
So it's kind of an embodiment, if you will, of different faces. Different types, right? But all humanoid. So you get a little bit of elvish vibes, you get a little bit of halfling vibes, you get a little bit of human vibes, you like anything that's more humanoid in nature, not so much like, orc, ogre, that kind of stuff.
Before anything else happens, I want to cast detect magic to see, is this the mirror that's doing this? Is this some other item that's like pushing this out, or is this just really a spectral ghost of some sort?
It is not the mirror.
Yep.
And the faces speak at you again.
All you need to know about me right now is that I am your patron, your higher power, your reason for being, well, you. Over time, you will understand how powerful you truly are, and you will ditch those shopkeepers you have such an attachment to, and get back to where you belong. For now, though, be the best sorcerer you can be. We need you to get strong. You're probably wondering what my name is. Just call me Astrid the Unbound. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
But then all of a sudden,
I missed that. Was it Astrid or Astra?
Astrid.
Astrid the Unbound.
Astrid the Unbound. And then right after it says, okay, thanks, bye. Then the faces start to disappear. Then they come back real quick and speak to you one more time.
Oh shit. Wait. I almost forgot. Check your mailbox. We left you something to help with speeding up the learning process. Okay? Later, Tater.
Man, these damn Gen Z apparitions.
So,
okay.
And then the faces disappear and the mirror turns back to normal.
So first I'm like, ditch mom and dad, what the hell? And then
fair.
And then I'm like, all right, let me go check out my mailbox.
Okay. So you check out your mailbox, and there is a small like a package wrapped in brown paper, with your name on it in really, really kick-ass cool lettering. Like someone took a long time to like pen it out, very detailed and like looking like there's multiple layers to the lettering, right? Like it's like there's depth to it, even though it's all in like just 2D.
Yeah, I rip it open to see what's inside.
Okay.
That's not true. I open it carefully and then stuff the paper into one of my pouches.
Okay. Yeah, so you save the paper with your name on it.
Yeah.
And then you open it up and
return address, I assume.
That is correct.
Return address. Okay, yeah.
That is correct. So let's see, 1 second here. Inside, I'm gonna message you what it is. I always spell sorcerer wrong. All right, so there you go.
Oh shit. All right.
And then there's another underneath that though. There's another like thing on a Post-it, like it's just like a quick scrawl on a Post-it, and it's like I told you we need you to hurry up.
Okay. As I ponder this and walk back to class, I have one of the sending stones to call my parents, yes?
Yeah, you do. You have a smart stone, yep.
I just call mom and say, hey, I haven't talked to you for a while.
Oh, Lukey, how you doing?
Hey, I saw Dad. He's got a pop-up shop now. He's traveling. He's not just keeping the storefront open, huh?
Yeah, I've been sending them out. It's going great. Got a couple of the cousins here, and things are good. They're helping me at the store, and things are going well. It's great.
Man, I thought you guys would be in rough shape without me, but I guess that's not the case.
I mean, these cousins, they sort of appeared out of nowhere almost. Like, I mean, we don't get me wrong. We have, we have family, but I never expected we'd see them, and all of a sudden they pop up and they say, "Hey, we're here to help you. We wanna help keep things going while your boy's at school, and make sure you don't have any problems that would cause him to pull out of school."
All right. Well, I can't say I'm a little disappointed, but I'm glad you got the help and that you can expand the business. Hey, by the way, do you know anyone named Astrid? Have you ever heard anyone named Astrid? Like maybe when I was younger?
Astrid.
And then you hear us like in the back, you hear her muffler say,
Honey.
and she's calling your dad. And then she's like,
Yeah, you ever hear a name Astrid? Girl, no, can't say that I have. It's like, maybe it's a name from a children's book we read you or something.
All right. Well, I just wanted to let you check in, let you know school's going okay, learning lots here.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad. I'm so looking forward to Parents' Weekend. It's only a few weeks away.
Yeah, I don't know how exciting it's going to be, but yeah, I'll see you then.
Sounds good. Okay, take care. Love you.
and she hangs
Love
up.
you too. Bye-bye. Okay, I sort of look at the sending stone, her hanging up. I'm like, all right, I get yeah. Okay.
So if you wanna take a few moments while I go to the next character so that you can take care of
Yep.
that note you received, that would be wonderful. And then let's see. I think this time, instead of being last, I think she's going to be next, and we're going to talk about Lissa. What has Lissa been doing the last few weeks?
Lissa has been becoming besties with Sable. They go out to the woods all the time. She started sitting on some druid classes with her. They have bonded so deeply over their love of nature and animals, and yeah, they've got a real good friendship going there.
That is amazing. That is amazing to hear. After you went back, you studied, you did what you said you were going to do, and you studied with her. And so, Lissa, I'm so glad that you didn't forget about me. And so she's getting so psyched. She's like, and this is a tree, and she's just talking about like druid stuff with you, and she's so amped up and so excited. And like each day she's got a different pair of overalls on, and she's just like, walking around and showing you stuff, and like, this is my favorite spell book that I'm trying to learn stuff in, and it's really fun, and you can borrow it if you want. And she says, I was wondering if you and I could go to Mushroom Hunt Day. Can you take me?
Yes, that would be awesome. Oh man, my parents would love to meet you.
All right. So now here comes the 5 to 10 minute vignette of Lissa and Sable experiencing Mushroom Hunt Day together.
Excellent.
So on a pleasant Friday afternoon, as you can see on the map here, this is Varna, not too far away from Windshire actually. So Lissa went for a local education, so to speak. On a pleasant Friday afternoon, Lissa and Sable arrive in Varna, a picturesque town nestled amidst lush forests. They are greeted by Lissa's parents, Phyllis and Jacob, who warmly welcome Sable and engage in a heartfelt conversation about Lissa and her character, and emphasizing that her pursuit of mage breeding does not define her worth. And so Sable comes up and says, "Hi, so nice to meet you. I love your daughter. She's awesome. She's my best friend ever." And Phyllis like, "Oh, I am so glad to hear that. She speaks so highly of you. That's so sweet. Come give me a hug." And she hugs Sable, and they're talking and laughing. And Jacob looks at her and he's like, You're not one of those mage breeders too, are you?" like, oh no, I don't do that stuff. I'm a druid, like nature. You know, well, Lissa's doing druid stuff too. And Jacob like glances at you, kind of glares at you a little bit, and he says, "Your horse is looking a little ragged. I think you need to go run a comb through its mane." And he just, that's all he says to you, and he just turns around and starts talking to Sable and stuff. So that's your first interaction with him.
Lissa just mutters under her breath, "Good to see you too, Dad."
And then so the next morning, it is mushroom hunt day. So Saturday morning dawns, and you eagerly take Sable on a tour of the mushroom hunt day festivities. You know, you see all these vibrant market stalls, watching performances, people in mushroom costumes and stuff, bouncing and dancing around. And then you take her to where the mushroom hunt contest starts. And there's a bunch of kids in varying ages. You and Sable are the oldest ones there. And they ring a bell, and everybody starts running to go get mushrooms. And so Sable's like, she's like bouncing up and down. She's like, "What do I do? Tell me what I gotta do. I want to do it. Tell me what to do."
Come on, Sable, let's go. Let's find like the hard to find mushrooms, that the little kids won't see as well.
Okay. So then she starts running behind you, and then you can use sleight of hand or athletics or insight, and you need to make a DC 10. So let's start there.
Okay.
And tell me what you get. Sable has a DC 12 because it's her first time doing it.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna do sleight of hand.
Okay.
I got 21.
Nice. So, and Sable got a 16. So why don't you roll a D8 for how many mushrooms you found?
Got 5.
Nice. And Sable rolled a D6. She caught 6.
Nice.
She's like, "Lissa, I got 6. And they're like, one of them's falling out of her hands. She's like, "Oh, I dropped one." And then some little kid comes up and tries to grab the one she dropped, and she kicks him. She's like, "Get away, kid, this is my mushroom."
You go, Sable.
She's so excited, and she gives you all the mushrooms. And she's like, "Did we win? Did we win?"
Of course. Yeah, you always win when you have fun.
And then as you go up with the mushrooms, and you say, and Sable comes up with you, and you say these are to the judges. You say, "This is how many mushrooms Sable found." And Sable's eyes get all big, and you see a tear well in the corner, and she's like, "Oh, I did. I found them all." And then the judges go, "You are the winner," and like a bunch of horns go off, and like bells ring and all this stuff, and all the townsfolk are coming up to her and patting her. They're patting her on the back, and she's so excited, and they're like, "Yeah, this is great." So then you guys are walking home. Home.
And the prize is a hat that has a shroom on top of it, or shaped like a shroom on top.
Nice. Yep. Nice. And do you give that so she gets to have that?
Oh, right? Yeah. Sable gets the hat. Yes.
So she puts that shit on, and she's like, instantaneously, she just looks taller and more like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And so she's strutting back. So you guys head back home.
And you're definitely gonna have to figure out what mushrooms those were and write those into inventory.
True.
Well, those got turned in. It's right. The hunt. You turn them in, and then you get the prize if you win.
So they keep the mushrooms?
They do.
Heck yeah, man! It's a racket. So it's so that they don't have to do the work. So, so then you get back to the house, and you see your father is tending to your horse, and it kind of makes you you don't like the way he's handling your horse, and it kind of makes you a little bit irritated. What do you think you want to do about that?
I say, "Hey, Dad, you don't need to worry about doing that. I can take care of my horse. I've been doing it for years."
And he looks at you. He looks at you with this scowl, and he's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna cast a spell on it and make its hair all unnappy. It's like, I really need you to reconsider your path. You're putting a black mark on the Fern Willow name. It's just like your uncle. Soon the Fern Willow name will be nothing more than a laughingstock to the mage breeding community. You know, we pride ourselves on natural breeding, not this magic shit you do.
Uncle Z is making very important advancements in animal care technology and other fields, and I want to do the same, Dad. I want to take strides forward and be more than just normal breeding. You know, these animals have a higher potential that they can reach.
And he cuts you off. There's nothing you can do or say that will convince me that this is a good idea. The Fern Willow name used to mean something. Everyone in this town laughs at us now. Don't you care about the fact that all of our family's hard work has gone down the drain since you left to pursue using magic on animals? And he's wringing his hands because he looks so mad. He's like, oh, by the way, I know what happened to Gigi. You tried to do mage breeding on her in my house? What do you have to say about that?
Gigi was a mistake. Definitely. I'm being more careful now, though. That's never going to happen
he
again.
Cuts you off, and he's I can't yell in the house, but like envision him yelling as he says, she was our family pet, and I loved her dearly, and you killed her. And Sable jumps in, and she's like, I think everybody just needs to take it down a couple notches. I think everybody's a little bit amped up and just to like relax a little. Can you take a moment and just breathe and remember how much you love each other? And so yeah, she is, as much as she tries, she is not convincing to your father.
Mm-mm.
And he says, you really need to consider your future, and you need to consider it soon. And he leaves, walks away, and goes into the house. And Sable comes up to you, and she's like, I'm so sorry. We could go first thing in the morning. This must make you really upset.
Yeah, he's the worst. He just doesn't understand. And then she continues to vent about her dad for like 5 to 10 minutes to Sable. And I think Sable's just being understanding and patting her shoulder.
Absolutely. Then she puts her head on your shoulder with the mushroom hat on.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you come back to school the next day, and as you're traveling back, and Sable's like, I believe in you, Lissa. You can do it. Make this a positive thing, and take the stigma away from it, and then maybe he won't be such a jerk. My best friend, and I'll always be here for you.
Aw.
And then
I
she goes,
appreciate you, Sable.
well, unless I die, then I wouldn't be here for you, and that wouldn't be great.
You're not allowed to die.
And then she's like, well, maybe I'll take you to one of my favorite forests sometime.
That sounds great.
Cool.
And I'm gonna be the best. I'm going to be the best mage breeder out there.
That there ever was.
That there ever was. Exactly.
So as you say that and kind of rebuild your confidence, your smart stone starts ringing.
I answer it.
And it's your mom.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, Mom.
You really put our family in a very awkward position, sweetie. I really wish I understood why this was so important to you. I still don't get it. I love you and I support you, but I still don't get it.
It's about the beauty of nature and the beauty of magic and putting them together to making something even more powerful than the sums of their parts. I really think that this is the future.
And then she's like,
I love you unconditionally. I know in your heart you're a good person and will do right by the family name. I know that your dad's really mad at you right now, but maybe by the time you graduate, you will turn around a little.
Now, mind you, that's like 3 years away.
I'll show him. I'll show you. I promise.
I swear he does still love you, even though it may not seem like it sometimes.
And it sounds like she's convincing herself when she says that. Do an insight check.
Oh no. That is a 13.
Yeah, you definitely think she is trying to convince herself of that statement.
Okay, well, I've got to go, so I'll talk to you soon. Love you. You take care.
All right, love you too.
We'll see you on Parents' Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And she hangs up. And that's what happened to Lissa. So, last but not least, Azuri, what did Azuri do over the last few weeks?
So Azuri has been keeping a rather odd sleep schedule over the past. So
Okay.
what he does is sort of between classes, he goes back to the dorm room and naps. And like most of the time, Velma and Lukar come in, they find him like just asleep, taking cat naps, and they think it's kind of rather odd. But the reason he's been doing so is he waits for everyone else in his dorm to go to bed at night. And then once he's pretty sure everyone else is asleep, he scuttles underneath his bed. He's formed sort of an alcove where his chest is right on the edge of the bed, and he can get in behind it, like between the wall and the wall and this chest. And he has been reading that book on the Dreaming Dark, given to him by the librarian. And so he has been under there. He's casting light on his holy symbol and like using it as this small little reading light. And it's been slow, but he has paper down there. He has a pen. He's been taking notes about what he has read in this book and is trying to understand it. But being not the most intelligent person, it's taking him a long time to like really chew through this. He has gone through and reread sections and had to like flip back and forth. And he does this for about 3 or 4 hours a night before actually going to sleep and waking up with everyone else. So He's putting in several hours a day, just trying to figure out everything he can and get everything he can, squeeze it out of this book, but doing so in secret. And it's worked out almost entirely well. There was one night when he was under there and his feet were like hanging out from the bottom of the bed, and Skogar came in and asked him, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And Azuri ended up making up some excuse of like, I thought I lost something down here, like my holy symbol. It dropped down here. I'm having. Oh, there it is. Yeah, got it. And all this time the papers are like scurrying around. He's trying to hide things and put it all away. And then he sort of emerges from out of the bed with weird bed head, and just goes, "Yeah, thanks."
When you're done with that movie book, I'd like to see it.
What? There's no.
It's okay, man. You see my poster. It's like there's nothing to be ashamed of, man.
I mean, I didn't need to see any more of the poster, but it's and then he just like collapses down on the bed and just like lays there with his back to the room, his eyes wide open, horrified that he was almost found out.
Nice. Azuri, I will message you what benefit you've received by all of that intense reading you've done.
Nice.
So all right. So it's a few weeks later after that whole debacle to pick up a toy for that lazy rich guy. You've had a good action-packed few weeks. You've gone on some separate adventures, done some things, found out some new exciting opportunities to take in your time here at Windshire. And during that time, you've also befriended another first year by the name of Axford Delgrassi. Axford is a bard that loves performing. He's actually written a song about some of the adventures your group has had. So on a Friday night, when you're all eating dinner in the cafeteria and discussing what you want to do for the weekend, he approaches you all and speaks up. And he comes up to you and he's got like a black trench coat on and like got a guitar strapped over his back. And he's like, "Hey guys," he says to you. And he sounds excited, even though it doesn't seem like it. "I just heard about something super cool. There's a big open mic competition in Fairhaven tomorrow. I want to go and play your song." And he looks at all of you like all excited.
Hey,
I don't
guys,
remember
I met
writing a
this.
song.
Yeah, when I was exploring some different schools, I ran into Axford here, and I was just telling them about what happened with us in the town, and back when our teacher took us out on that other adventure in the Darkwood Forest, and he was pretty excited about it. I myself don't have much musical talent, and he came up with this little ditty on the spot, and I thought it'd be cool. Like, I told him everything else that was going on. So, like, he seems a pretty good dude. Axford, why don't you play a little something for us?
He's like,
Show the group what you got.
he's like, "Oh man," he's like, I don't think no, I gotta save it. I need a little bit more rehearsal time. Like I'm doing that tonight. I don't remember quite all the words yet, but like it's gonna be awesome. Trust me. And also rumor has it that Miley Cyril is gonna be there and perform too. She even add an extra string to her bass guitar. It's gonna be pretty sweet. You guys want to go?
I mean, I'm in. I'm always up for a little road trip, little music.
I
Live
love
music.
Miley Cyril.
There's nothing like live music, am I right?
He looks at you, Jack. What do you think, man? You want to come?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay. Sounds like fun. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah.
It's like, okay. He's like,
I guess it could be like drinks and stuff and like food.
oh yeah, it's like a pub tavern kind of joint. Like it's open mic and it's a big party. It's gonna be a good time. There's all kinds of different acts and stuff. It's not just me.
Oh,
there's a lot of great stuff.
Okay, well then, yeah, no, that sounds like fun then.
I know some. Yeah, I've been to some open mic nights sometimes where the musicians there kind of suck.
Oh my gosh,
it's not that great.
I've seen some bad open mics, my friend.
Like, but man, I've been practicing my butt off. I think I'm gonna really do you guys proud. He's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go practice. I'll meet you at.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
I'll meet you guys at the shuttle stop outside tomorrow afternoon. That cool? And then he doesn't even wait for you to answer, and he runs away. He's like, woohoo, see you guys tomorrow. And he's like, oh, I almost forgot. The tavern's actually, it's called the Happy Gnome. So like that's where we're going, to the Happy Gnome. It's pretty popular. Okay, see you tomorrow. So it's only 7 p.m. There's still some time if any of you guys want to do anything before going back to the dorms to crash. A couple options. There's two really main options. You can take a trip to the souvenir shop, or you can go to the bookstore and the combination bookstore library. And those are the options. Or you can just head back to the dorms and talk amongst yourselves, and we can slowly slide into the next day. What do you want to do?
Well, Jack is going to go to the bookstore / library, and he's going to do some research on guilds.
Okay.
See what he can find out about guilds and secret guilds and all kinds of things.
Sounds like a good idea.
The opportunity to go to the library.
Okay.
Literally,
like, are you
tagging along?
Yeah. So you're accompanying Jack then?
Yes.
Jack is like definitely asking you basically how the entire library works. The whole system, the whole thing works. So like, if I wanted to like find a book, what do I do?
So
I had like a specific subject in mind. Where do I go?
So
by the and I start going on about that, and then I end up. Of course, you can always just like ask the librarian. She's real helpful and kind and knows where things are. So that's usually what I do. But if yeah, there's this whole other way, but just you should just ask her.
I look at her. I look over at her. I'm like, yeah, she's kind of cute. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks, Azuri. Yeah.
Gimble, the gnome librarian. Yes.
Yeah. So there's so like just to really like layer in the how much Azuri has been to the library. He actually takes the time to point out to you the different folks that work that work or volunteer there.
I'll say hi to him.
or work study there, right? And he's like in his nervous voice, he's telling you, he's like, that's the head librarian, Gimble the gnome. That's actually the manager. Her name's Samantha. That's Ayla, the young elf. She's a part timer. And she likes writing poetry and likes to do open mic nights on campus. And she really likes fitness a lot.
Okay.
And then that's Anders. He works as a clerk at the bookstore section.
I definitely go over to Ayla, and I kind of have like I swoop my scarf back and try my best to have an affected poetic look to myself.
To Ayla, okay.
And I try to speak to her in iambic pentameter, but I have no idea what that is.
Okay, fair. Why don't you do a performance?
I would love to. Here I am taking a look at all of these wonderful books. We'll see what the performance check does. See if it's any smoother than that. Let's give it a roll.
It's like a literal performance check.
I like to play with it. All right, so I got a 15.
So she giggles, and she's like, aren't books so great? And like,
yes, a world of knowledge right there, just between two covers. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's like they can
take
you to new places.
She's got her hair in like a weird side pony, and totally vibing the hot nerdy chick thing going on. Tunic knotted up on the side, same side as the pony, so it's starting to make her look a little like lopsided kind of.
Jack puts his hair, runs his hair behind his ear, and anybody who notices, there's a little pointy.
She's like, can I help you find anything, maybe?
Oh, yeah. My friend Azuri over there. He told me that you're a good person to talk to about find some books. I gotta tell you, I'm at a loss here. I've been so studied. I went to the bookstore and bought all the books I needed, but I've never really come to the library to go beyond that. I'm looking into guilds is what I'm looking for. Maybe, yeah, like guilds, secret guilds, maybe even the opposite of light guilds.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like, yeah, I can come follow me. Come with me. And she takes you over to to a section that would contain books on guilds, and she starts to explain to you.
Well, wait 1 second though. I'm sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to figure out whatever the Dewey Decimal System for Eberron is. I just gotta know.
It's single digit.
All right.
There's not that many books in the library.
Gotcha.
Well, there is, but there's so many that are so old that they haven't been put into that system. So Gimble, you actually go, if Skogar ever spent time in the library, he would see that Gimble's always hard at work at trying to convert over to an appropriate cataloging system outside of just signing a crumpled up piece of paper inside the book and then giving it to the person at the counter. But kudos for trying to stump me with something. So I'm gonna send Jonathan. I'm gonna send you something. But I would like you to wait to actually listen to it until I tell you to listen to it, if you don't mind. That would be great. So yeah, I'll tell you. I'm gonna send it to you to your email, and then I'll tell you when to listen to it. Oh yeah. So okay. So you're looking at guild books, Azuri. You're looking at other rando books that that are of interest to you. Is
Yeah.
Lukar doing anything specific in the bookstore or going to the souvenir shop, or is he heading back to the dorm?
No, I'm
Velma
gonna go
went back
to
to Velma went
I'm
back
gonna
to
go
the
to the
dorm.
library and continue my sorcery studies.
Okay. Yeah, so you're nose deep in books and
Yep.
checking out some different types of spells and things that are of interest to you. What about Lissa?
She got some new bugs for her collection, so she's going back to the dorm.
Putting them on the wall. That's fair.
Yep.
What's Skogar doing?
Skogar kind of sees well, she was hoping Lissa was in the Lissa was in the souvenir shop, because he kind of wanders in there and realized that he's got all gray on and really kind of nothing, and he's seeing Jack wearing all the sports gear, and he's like, man, I guess I should probably be wearing something. So like he goes into the souvenir shop and is looking through like the sweaters and in the like the hoodies, and this one says WU Mom. WU Mom. He's like, yeah, this seems pretty good. And then he buys the hoodie that says WU Mom.
Does he put it on?
Yeah, he puts it on. Now
What
he's
size
wearing
what size is the hoodie?
well, it's an extra, we'll say it's an XL tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an XL tall, but you can still see his belly button at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And he puts it
it's
on.
a little short.
But the rest of it, like there's room, right? It's not too snug, right? It just except for it's a little bit like it's just a touch too short at the towards the bottom.
That's exactly right.
And as you pay for it, the operator, the souvenir shop operator, you see he's got a name tag and it just says Pippin on it. And he's it's a halfling, so he's like his head just barely barely over the counter. And he's like, oh wait, hang on, and all of a sudden he gets taller because he steps up on a step stool and he's like, oh, so you getting this for Parents Weekend for your mom?
Well, no, but I saw Lissa looking at this like last week and she was like really interested, so like I think it's a good fit. And he just convincingly says, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Did you need? We just got some great new jerseys in for the wrestling team.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see these. Are they pink and they've got frillies around the side?
No,
I swear
no,
that
no.
Dean's messing with me again.
No, these things are pretty brutal. They got a picture of the wyvern on the front, and they're really nice. And it just says wrestling on the back.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Like how much for the sweater and I guess one of those? The biggest one you got.
3 silver.
Okay, cool. So he pays for that.
And he's like, do you want to use your WU cash card?
He looks down in his coin purse. I don't think I have that. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. We take coin. So he takes 3 silver. Do you need a bag?
No, I'll wear this out. So first he puts on the wrestling uniform like over his clothes, not knowing what the heck it's supposed to do. And then he slips over the sweater that says WU Mom.
That's amazing. All right, so all of you, you've done your things for the evening. You all go back to the dorms to crash. It's at this point now that Azuri, you should listen to the thing I sent you, and let me know when you're done. So yeah, so everybody is essentially crashed in their respective dorm rooms, sound asleep.
Jack's got like just a big pile of books about everything. And he's just like, he's throwing them across the room because he's just very like, oh, these are dry as hell.
Why did I decide to get books? It's so dumb. Books are dumb.
I wish I could just take this smart stone and just like find the information I need with a tip of a finger. Why can't they do that? These magicians, I tell you. We can
Listen.
slice bread and make lightning rails, but we can't give me information when I need it.
Yeah, so how's Azuri doing?
Azuri has a nightmare that goes like this.
You find yourself tied up, sitting in a chair in an empty hut. You are surrounded by 4 people, all in hooded robes. They all whisper chants as they pace in a circle around you. You see a purple cloud slowly begin to surround you, and their chants get louder and louder as they keep pacing. You're slowly feeling it harder and harder to breathe. Your heartbeat gets faster, and your pulse quickens as you realize this cloud is choking you. Your eyes roll into the back of your head as a 5th robed figure walks into the door. Their hood is down, but you could not make out their face before your eyes rolled upwards. The figure approaches you and then whispers into your ear, "Finally, we have you. You got away from us last time, and now we have you." The figure starts to laugh. "The dreaming dark shall be victorious in our mission." As they yell this, you suddenly feel the dragon mark on your body get hot. You begin to moan in pain, and then in mere moments, a ball of fire radiates from your body, dissipating the purple smoke and burning all of the robed figures. You hear them screaming. Your vision returns, and you see yourself in the chair, and the entire hut and everything in it has burned to the ground. It is now that you wake up, gasping for air, horrified.
So as I'm gasping, I wake up. Who knows what time it is? Just gasping for air where I am, and I'm like, it's all. Where am I? And who else is in the room?
So it's Lukar and Velma are in the room with you as they hear you wake up like freaking out.
What's going on, man?
What the hell? What's going on?
We're trying to sleep.
There's purple. There's robed figures there. They were in a hut. It all burned. I burned.
People in this room?
No. And I'm looking around, and I'm just like, there were not. It was a nightmare. I think that's nightmare.
And then Lissa and Jack and Skogar also hear, because of the hole in the wall, they also hear too.
Hey, quiet in there.
I poke around our room,
issues.
looking in our wardrobes or closets or under desks or bags to see if I see anything.
I have grabbed my warhammer at this point, and I'm gripping it like white knuckled.
Seeing how
you see nothing, Lukar.
I figured.
What's that, Velma?
Seeing how freaked out that Azuri is, I will cast Detect Invisibility, which is a dragon mark. So,
nice.
crikey! I gel. And I should be able to, if there is anything here, I should be able to see it for 1 hour. And you can't see it now because it's dark. But there may have been some changes.
Yeah, so if that's meant to see anything that's invisible, there is nothing to see.
There's no one here, Azuri.
After I see nothing and I realize hearing Velma says she sees nothing, I sort of like give her a side glance when Azuri's not looking, or like, hey, cuckoo, cuckoo.
I cast light on my warhammer here, and it's a soft orange glow, kind of help fill the room.
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to go back to sleep. Come on.
I'll turn it out in a minute. I just want to make sure, and I'm like, I peek underneath my bed and sort of put the hammer under there and kind of look to see where my little hiding nook is down there, and just kind of check it out real quick, and then pull my head back out. And after a minute, I just like breathe a big sigh, and then I grasp my shoulder with my arm where my dragon mark is that no one knows is there, and just sort of wince in pain as it was it had flared up there, and now that the adrenaline has sort of wore down, I am sitting there with my hammer just leaning up against the bed, gripping my arm, calming myself down against the bed, and I just go, I don't think it was anything, guys. I just it's one of those nightmare things that you guys
Hey, dude, can I make a suggestion? Next time you cast light at night, cast a blue light. It's easier on the eyes when you're trying to sleep. Now my REM sleep's gonna be all messed up. Blue light next time, please.
Blue. Oh, okay. I can. Oh, I'll try to remember that next time. I hope this doesn't happen again. But if it did, I'll try to do the blue one. I suppose.
Hey, maybe ask Lissa if she's got any like melatonin mushrooms that can like help you sleep, dude. Because I can't go with you waking up screaming every night.
Those things don't tend to work on me that well. I've tried them before. It doesn't. They don't seem to have the same kind of effect. But I'll try. I'll see. Maybe there's something new that I don't know about.
As I'm always journaling, I make a note in my journal: ask for a single room next semester.
It's morning. All of you get up. Some of you a little bit worse for wear from lack of sleep, thanks to Izuri's outburst in the middle of the night. So you go have breakfast, and some of you have a little extra coffee or espresso in the morning. And it's not long after that there's you gather just outside of the faculty homes, awaiting the shuttle, and then Axford comes out. He's, hey guys, you ready to go? It's gonna be so cool. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so great. And he's got like a really nice, brand new, like fancy new trench coat on. And he gets on the coach first, and he's like, come on guys, let's go. And he puts in enough fare to pay for everybody to get on the magic coach and head to the town in question, which is, I already forgot the name of it, which is called Fairhaven. So everybody getting on the coach, I assume.
As Skogar gets on the coach, he's got on his concert gear, which is a pair of black leather pants, a black bandana tied around the back of his head, and a tattered Murder Hobos tour RC 118. I don't know, whatever the year. I forget how the years are.
Yeah.
5e. But it's got like the year on there, and then
okay.
It's really old. Like he's like, I'm ready to rock.
Nice. So you all get on, and he's like, come on guys, sit back here with me. And he's in the back waving for you to come back. You see two other people on the coach with you. One looks like an older dwarven woman, and she's keeping to herself, and she looks like she's knitting stuff. She's got a bag, and there's just like endless yarn coming out of it. And then you see a drow elf looking rather timid and just staring at a smart stone, and just he's like this, and he kind of glances up at you, and then just keeps doing stuff on his smart stone, not even paying you much mind. Says, okay, gang, so it's gonna be about an hour and a half to get to Fairhaven. Have any of you ever been there?
No. Well, I passed through it on the way here.
I don't think you did.
Okay, then I didn't.
Okay. Says, you're gonna love it. It's a beautiful capital city full of exciting shops and taverns and such. I mean, there's a lot of political bullshit that happens there. People are frustrated by it, but it's still a great place to visit. I actually lived there for a couple of years before I applied to college. Just kind of like finding myself, it was pretty sweet. And he's like, as it's going, coach is continuing on, like Axford regales you with stories of Fairhaven and how great of a place it is, and then in the middle of one of his stories, the coach suddenly comes to an abrupt stop, and you all kind of jerk forward, and then the dwarven woman, she sort of like kind of tries to stand up and looks out the window, And she's like, "Holy cow! There's a huge fight going on out there." And as you
Are we going to Fairhaven or Donnybrook?
anybody looking out the window? See what's going on?
You've got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The coach
So-
kind of leans over in that direction.
So you look out the window and you see two harpies fighting with a big ass brown bear. And it's like right in front of the coach. Like, so the coach can't go anywhere while this is going on. And the dwarven woman says, "No, this ain't good. Those harpies will turn on us once they finish that bear off." And she looks back at you guys like, you guys look like you look like you could handle this and do. Why don't you go do something? Stop, do something so we can keep going. I don't want to die I don't want to die in this thing.
Isn't there like a agent, like a line agent that clears this off? Some type of railway worker?
It's not a rail. It's just a coach on a roadway.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is there like another way around?
I cast mage armor on myself.
The driver's like, this is the only way we can go. He said, driver says, "This is a very linear route."
Lissa also cast mage armor on herself.
We sure we're not on the railroad? I'm just kidding.
And could I get some initiative rolls, please?
Did you ask for initiative? I kind of cut out for a second.
Yes,
Yeah.
Initiative rolls, please.
All right. I have a 16. I also have a 16. Wow!
I have a 16 also.
Jinx!
Okay, wait. So Jack, who else has a 16?
Lukar.
Okay.
Brothers unite.
Lissa, what did you get?
13.
Okay.
12 for Skogar.
Okay.
12 also for Missouri.
Awesome.
Oh,
14 for Belmont.
Okay. 14, you said? You sound a little gurgly, your audio.
I can restart.
Yeah, do that and come back. Just because it would be hard to understand you.
He sounds like that Miley Cyrus meme.
17 stealth, 14.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
is what's his face with us too?
Axford, yeah. So that's you.
He got an 18.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Time to be a hero.
All right. So
Slap
we've
the
got
DMPC on the back.
right. So we got Axford. Who's first, Jack or Lukar?
My dexterity is 16.
I'm not. My heart's not into it. So you go first.
Automatic trade. Got it. And then we've got Velma.
Although my dex is
No.
higher than that.
And then Lissa. Good to know for next time. What about between Skogar and Azuri? Dex.
Skogar's pretty dexterous.
Missouri is not. Missouri has a 9 in dex.
Skogar's first it is.
He's usually hiding behind me, which is pretty apt then.
Okay. So what's Axford gonna do since he's first?
Axford brings out his lute
Okay.
and starts playing it and says, "Lukar the halfling, can you hear me sing? Here's some inspiration. Use it and don't have perspiration." And I am bardically
Nice.
and I am bardically inspired for the next 10 minutes.
Sure about that?
To add to that, he's playing his electric guitar lute slightly out of tune as well, just to add to it. So then that's his turn, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's his turn.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, we gotta do something about this, guys. This is bad news. Lukar, it's your turn.
I turn around and ask the lady who told us to get to work. So wait, we're supposed to attack the bear or the harpies?
And she's like, I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? It's 2 against 1.
All right.
The bear's fighting for his life. These harpies are chewing him up.
Well, it seems to me that the bear's probably going to attack us next. But all right, I will send magic missiles.
Okay. Are you going to get off the coach to do so? Because right now you're still on this bus.
No, I open the windows and do it.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. Do it.
I don't want to be too bothered.
This is awesome.
The windows. I just open the window.
This is sweet.
Who
are you aiming at?
Well, I'm going to cast this at 2nd level, so I get 4 darts. So it'll be 2 at one harpy and 2 at the other. And the first harpy is going to take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the second harpy is going to take 7 points of damage.
Okay, both of them make a hideous screeching sound as they've been hit by these missiles.
We're doing the wild magic thing, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roll it up.
So I forget what's the deal. I roll a 20 side. No wait.
D20.
D20. And
tell me what you get.
We upped at the last. So a 10. So nothing happened. So this goes
You're
up
good.
again, right?
Up to 3. 1 to 3.
Yep, I'm up at 3 now. Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then, and also a reminder for all of y'all, don't forget the different magic candies and stuff you got, whether or not they may be applicable. I don't know, but it's easy to forget when you get fun magical stuff sometimes. So just a little reminder there. Let's move on to Jack. You're up next.
All right, I'm taking the lead. Well, no, is the thing stopped?
The thing is stopped. Yep.
No, yeah, I'm just gonna take the lead from Lukar and just like go out the other end with my with my short bow.
Oh no, dude!
And I'm going to shoot harpy number 2.
Okay,
right.
Do it.
And neither of the harpies have gone yet, right?
Correct.
All right, so that is excuse me, that is a 22 to hit.
That is most definitely a hit.
All right, so that's going to be 17 points of damage.
How much?
Whoa.
17 points of damage.
Holy shit. To which one? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
How is that legit?
Wait, what was that with? A crossbow?
Short bow.
Nice. You've been practicing, dude.
Yeah, thank you. I've, it's all in the aim, like Blazeball really, there's a lot of skills that Blazeball gives you that,
See, I don't have to worry about aim with magic missiles. It's great. I just sort of open the window. They hit.
I mean, that's pretty cool too. I got to admit, I maybe I should join the mage school next.
Velma, nice timing. It is your turn.
All right. I, having rolled stealth, will sneak out of the back of the coach.
Okay.
And I will make my way towards which one has not been hurt yet.
So both of the harpies have been hit. The bear has not been hit yet by anybody. I'm
going to break stealth and say, are we killing the bears and the harpies, or just the harpies, or just the bear? What's the consensus
just
here?
the harpies. The bear is innocent.
Right now he's innocent.
Since I broke stealth already, as a bonus action, I will use insightful fighting and against harpy number 1.
Okay. Just to give you a leg up, harpy number 2 is significantly more damaged.
Well then, that's fine.
Just saying.
I was just heading randomly to harpy 1.
Okay.
As a bonus action, you can make an insight check against a creature I can see that's not incapacitated,
Okay.
contested by the target's deception check. So against Harpy 1, insight is 14.
And what are you trying to insight on again?
This will give me not advantage, but will allow me to sneak attack
Okay.
without advantage.
Okay. What's the DC you're going against?
Well, I rolled 14. It's contested against your deception.
What skill is deception again?
It is charisma.
Okay. I got a dirty 20.
Well, then I'm just stabbing.
Fair. So stab away you do. For now, Lissa, it's your turn.
Well, that was a bonus action, so.
Oh, okay. You still have a turn?
I still missed, though. Okay.
So then, Lissa, you're up.
All right, Lissa's throwing a firebolt at the harpy that doesn't look as good.
Do it.
All right, that's a 13.
That is a hit.
Woohoo! All right, then that is 9 fire damage.
The harpy is looking incredibly rough. It's like its wings are scorched, and it's just looking in rough shape, like barely hanging on. And it is Skogar's turn. What's Skogar gonna do?
So Skogar just blitz out of the cart. He's like ready to thrash. He's pumped up for the concert. He just runs towards the other. You said harpy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And goes and swings down with his great sword for a 17 to hit.
Number 1 or number 2?
I guess he didn't think about that. He just ran out of the cart and swung at one. So dealer's choice, because he just blitzed out and had no idea what was going on.
We're gonna say number 1. What's the damage you do because you hit?
Okay. 10 slashing damage.
Damn. That other harpy's like, rah, as you like, you see feathers fly off its wings, and you totally take a slice into one of its legs.
Yeah.
And it's looking rough.
And so Skogar's standing there, and he explicitly said he was wearing leather and a rather t-shirt. So he's not wearing his armor. He's in his concert clothes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Azuri, it's your turn.
Azuri is gonna pop out of the cart, and right in the center where the harpies and the bear is, he's gonna go ahead and cast sleep.
Okay. Okay.
20 creatures within 20 feet of a point I choose. I'll roll the 5d8. So I'll let you know how many hit points worth, starting from the lowest. 11 hit points worth. Start from the lowest.
Okay. The most damaged harpy falls to the ground asleep.
And then I sort of proceed to get out of the cart a little bit, but then don't move very far away from it.
Okay. All right. How long is it asleep for, by the way?
1 minute.
Oh man, that's rough for that one. Okay, so
I think it woke up if someone decides to spend a whole turn to try to wake it up.
Okay. Harpy number 1, seeing all this shit going on, and the only one that's technically out is Skogar, and Skogar's, well, I know that Velma's out, but Skogar is the closest because Skogar is the one that attacked Harpy number 1. So it's gonna. Oh yes, correct. But you missed. But Skogar is bigger and appears to be more of a threat than a 5 foot rogue. So that harpy is going to attack with a. It's got a club and it's got claws, and it's going to do one of each. So it's going to try to club you first, and it's going to miss terribly, and then it's going to try to claw you, Skogar. And does a 15 hit you?
Yeah, 15 definitely hits. That's normally with his armor on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say like he's like rocking like a 11 now.
All right. So the bludgeoning slashing damage is going to be 5 slashing damage.
Oh
to you
man.
as the harpy screeches in your face. It's the bear's turn. The bear sees the sleeping harpy in front of it and proceeds to just swipe at it with its claws, and that harpy's gone, dead, done. And the
Does
bear
it just gobble it up?
No, it just goes and swipes at it with its claws and just goes as it's dead, and then starts to lumber and gets on its hind legs for a second, and then comes back down and starts to lumber towards the other harpy. Not even paying any of you guys. Yeah, not paying you guys any mind at all for now. We're back at the top of the order to Axford. What's Axford gonna do?
He'll do a bardic inspiration on Jack.
Okay.
Jack,
This time,
I want you to take a whack at that harpy, and I can't rhyme anymore, but my song will be cool tonight at the concert.
I really love the fact that you're taking over also the character duties. It's making for a very enjoyable time for me, just saying. So Jack, you feel inspired.
Woo! What does that do for me?
You're really not happy with the I shouldn't say not happy, but you're like with the musical attempt.
You could get a 1d6 on any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check.
I feel like I wouldn't take it just because of the bad song. No, is the harpy the harpies with Skogar, right? They're in melee, as it were.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
I think I'm up next, though, Jack.
You are. You're
yes.
right. Yes.
Lukar is next.
That's true.
So I turn around to the lady. I'm like, well, the bear and the harpy, now the bear's not outnumbered. Am I still attacking the harpy?
I think you should. You heard your friends saying that bear's innocent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm going to Ray of Frost the harpy, and it's a 23 to hit.
That's for sure a hit.
And it's only 2 points of damage, and the harpy is slowed down as well.
Oh, okay. So the harpy is in a slowed status.
So I saw your note, Velma. The NPC is not going to take an action. The bonus action is enough for him. The bardic.
Watch me shatter him now.
Bard and the Windshire participated occasionally.
It takes the bard a full action just to come up with those awesome lyrics, and then he uses the bonus action to bardically inspire somebody.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna shoot an arrow at this now chilled harpy. That is going to be to hit because I used the bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
27 to hit.
That is a miss. Just kidding.
Good jokes. That's 11 points of damage on him.
Wow.
On her. On it.
This harpy is just like wounded, and wings are sort of like twitching as she's like just keeps getting hit. And it is Velma, your turn.
Finish it.
All right. We'll
No, don't kill it.
No?
I'm dual wielding, and I missed on both slices at the harpy, so it doesn't matter.
You missed.
Okay, I won't kill it.
Thank you.
This is a support build, not a combat build.
You were convinced.
Lissa, it is your turn.
All right, Lissa pulls out a ball from her pouch, and she's gonna throw it at this harpy.
Okay.
Nice.
Do it.
Trying to capture it. So the capturing spell has a spell save DC of 5. And then +7 if it's below half. I'm assuming it's below half of their
It is
HP.
below half.
So
Yep.
that's a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then the creature's CR is added to the roll against the accumulated DC. I think think that's it.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
gotcha. So its challenge rating is added as a bonus to the roll.
Yes.
Okay, so that gets a +1.
All right. Come on. Below a 12. Let's go. It's okay. Oh!
It's an 11.
Yes. All right.
So, I'll do the honor of describing the first one. So, like you hear like this really you just for some reason in your brain you just hear this really kick-ass like intense music like da, 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 and then the ball opens up and this energy comes out of the ball and proceeds to just envelop this harpy, and it's like so confused as the energy just pulls the harpy into the ball, and you see the harpy turns into what's the word I'm looking for?
Fried chicken.
Like gaseous almost, right? Its form.
Yeah.
As it just sort of gets sucked into as it screeches, it just gets sucked into the ball. The ball closes and it bounces around a couple times, and then it just settles.
And a nice, satisfying click.
Yep. And you have captured your first creature.
Lissa jumps in the air, pumping her fists like, yes!
You go like this and you freeze in midair like, yeah.
I got him!
Great. So the only thing left is the bear. And Skogar, it's your turn. And the bear is just kind of bear looks really confused, like wondering where the harpy went. It's like, "Rrr, rrr." And as Skogar it glances over at you and just kind of smells the air as it looks at you. And it's like, ugh. And he just turns his head away.
Skogar rips just a huge fart. And it's leather, and it's in his tight ass leather pants, so it sounds super high pitched and squeaky.
I'm going to take a leap and roll to get out of the blast.
The bear goes, "Rrr," and just starts to gallop off before it's even Azuri's turn. And the bear leaves, and you have officially dropped out of initiative order.
I turn to Lissa and just go, I thought what did you do to that thing? I thought we weren't killing things, and then it was not like our thing. You just collapsed it down to nothing. What?
Well, Lissa goes and gets the ball, and she says, "Oh no, it's not nothing. It's still fine. It's just resting inside of here.
It's gone."
No. It'll come back. I'm gonna give it a little bit to rest up, but yeah."
The Axford brings out his lute one more time and says, "The students from Windshire, they attacked with some great fire. They attacked a harpy and a bear, and they disappeared into thin air."
The dwarven woman goes, "God, shut up!" And
Getting better, Lukar. Getting better.
And so everybody, so y'all get back. Those that were off the coach get back on. So Lissa, you're gonna have to, and we can probably message about it prior to the next session of how you're gonna manage trying to have a harpy familiar in your mage breeder sphere and how that's gonna work. Because thought the bear would have been the direction to go, but
We're going persona on this,
Yeah, you go with the weakest. You got to go after the weakest one, right?
It's still a monster, it's fine.
Exactly. So as you all get on the coach and you sit back down and the coach starts moving again, the dwarven woman actually gets up out of her seat and she's got her yarn bag, with stuff in it, and she comes out of her shoulder and she comes up to you and she says, Thanks a bunch for taking care of that situation. That could have been bad. And she's wringing her old wrinkly hands together. It's like, I'm getting too old to deal with stressful things like this. And she reaches into her bag and hands you each a knit accessory. You can pick either knit gloves or a knit hat. So Lissa, gloves or hat?
Hat.
Okay. Lukar?
Hat.
Okay. Missouri?
Hat.
Okay. Jack?
I mean, I go gloves just to be different.
Okay. Skogar?
Definitely hat.
Okay. And Velma, gloves or hat?
Gloves.
Okay.
I knit these. I knit these special. These aren't your ordinary gloves and hats now. Make good use out of them, kids.
And she goes and sits back down. Any final thoughts before we close out for the evening on your new
So
gifts?
Azuri takes the hat and he puts it on. And for one of the first times, other than sleeping, he takes the hood of his gray cloak and puts it down. And
Whoa.
That's his hat.
Wow.
So anybody that's been paying attention to Azuri's fashion choices is really impacted by his putting down of the hood.
No, I think Jack will just, he'll try on the gloves.
Okay. Jack, when you put them on, you feel a weird little charge when you put them on.
Ooh, cool.
Anyone else?
Just sure, I'll slide on some gloves.
Okay. Same. You feel a charge as well.
Skogar looks around, looks like he doesn't really have any. He doesn't want to put a hat on because he's already got the skull cap, and he kind of looks like that. Wants to look like real tough going to the concert. So he grabs the stocking cap and just kind of stuffs it down in his crotch area, just like in his leather pants.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a little bit warm down there.
He's sweating.
So then Lukar, do you care to do anything regarding your
I'll
item?
try it on since the woman's sitting right there.
You try it on, it fits so nice. So nice.
Thank you so much. I can't wait. As the weather's getting a little cooler, I'll be wearing this more often. However, my luscious locks need to breathe tonight for the concert. So I'm just gonna put this and I stuff it in my trench coat pocket.
She sighs and she goes,
You're welcome. It's like, don't any of you even know what don't any of you know how to find out if you got something that's magic or not? Aren't you students? I thought you knew that kind of stuff.
She says that I cast detect magic and
That's more of a second semester thing. That's like a 200 level class.
You detect magic and so you see Skogar's crotch area is glowing, and everybody's knit items are glowing because they're all magic. And just to end on a high note, the gloves are, we'll start with the hat. The hat is a hat of dark vision. So if you wear the hat, you've got dark vision. It will allow you to see in the dark up to 15 feet ahead of you. And then the gloves are knit gloves of hill giant strength. You get three charges. And then once used, they will become a regular pair of gloves. There you go. You've got knit gloves of hill giant strength with 3 charges and hats of dark vision.
Nice.
And just to end on a stupid note, the drow that's been sitting in the coach the whole time is still on his smart stone, and you see him like this. He's like, he looks up, he glances all of you, he glances back down, just goes back on his smart stone, and that's where we're gonna end. And you are approaching the gates of Fairhaven, and we will end there for tonight. Hopefully, have been enjoying the adventure so far and are happy with the direction things are going. I am first, just to be clear, I'm recording the sessions and doing the podcast just for the fun of it, because I think it's fun to listen to help keep the continuity going. If we get more people listening to it, cool. If not, I really don't care that much about it. It's really more to make for a good story. So if you guys ever have any ideas of anything you want to do or see happen or whatever, just email me or send me messages in Discord or whatever, just so we can keep it lively, because I want to make sure everybody has a good time, because I don't want you to be bored. So, and it's tough managing 6 people and separate stories for people and stuff like that. So I try to make stuff short and quick where I can. But hope you've enjoyed it tonight, and we'll see you in a week. Will Axford's song be any good at open mic night? Will Skogar take the hat out of his pants? Can Lissa train and mage breed a harpy? Who are Lukar's real parents? And since when did Jack have elf ears? Answer to these questions and many more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures.